Not all debt is created equal. The difference between good debt and bad debt is not just in a name. It's what the debt is doing, what it costs, whether the payments work, and whether it moves us closer to our goal. I like to look at debt as either being a strategic tool or a heavy weight. It can help someone build equity, increase their income, or even open a new door. But it can also drain cash flow and keep someone paying for decisions that no longer serve them. That's why the purpose behind the debt matters so much. A simple way to evaluate debt is to use a decision filter. The 5 questions to ask ourselves are: what is the purpose? What does it cost? Does the payment work within our cash flow? What risks are involved? And most importantly, what is the outcome? If the debt does not have a job working for us, it usually becomes a problem working against us. Good debt is debt that has a productive purpose. It may help someone build equity, increase income streams, start or grow a business. Good debt can also reduce borrowing costs overall, simply through better structure, consolidations, refinances, etc. This is why knowing your options gets very important. Bad debt, on the other hand, usually funds things that are consumed quickly or fill a cash flow gap without solving the bigger issue. The danger isn't always the purchase itself. The danger is continuing to pay for it long after the value, excitement, or usefulness is gone. Now here's where your financial literacy shines. A mortgage is often considered good debt, but can still become a problem if the payment is unaffordable, making someone house poor. A credit card, on the other hand, is often considered bad debt, but can be very useful if it's paid in full and used strategically. Context is what matters here. Understanding the difference is where you start to gain a new perspective and taking full control. Right decision depends on the person. Your life stage, your goals, your risk tolerance, your cash flow, and your ability to qualify all matter. Someone buying a first home may have very different priorities than someone reaching retirement. Personal finance is personal because the variables are personal. You can look at debt and make different choices, and both can be responsible. One person may need to reduce stress and lower obligations. Another may be focused on saving for a home. The goal sets the stage, and the strategy should support the goal. Good debt should pass this simple test. Ask yourself, does it have a clear purpose? Is the cost reasonable? Does the payment fit your cash flow? And is there a clear plan for how it gets paid down and how it helps you create value? Without those pieces, debt becomes much harder to defend. Bad debt usually gives warning signs. There's no clear reason for it, no clear payoff plan, no future benefit, and no breathing room left in the monthly budget. That's when debt starts controlling the cash flow instead of the other way around. A wealth building mindset does not mean using debt recklessly. It means measuring it. Is it building an asset, increasing your future income, lowering your costs, creating options, or supporting a clear goal? Debt is not powerful just because someone can access it. It only becomes useful when it's structured carefully and tied to a result. Goal is not to copy someone else's strategy, since there is no one size fits all. It's to understand your own choices and options. Financial literacy gives you the ability to compare instead of reacting out of fear, pressure, or habit. That is where the real confidence starts. So this is the question I want people to remember. Is the debt building my future or borrowing from it? That one question can change the way you look at mortgages, credit cards, student loans, car loans, and every borrowing decision in between. So always remember, debt can be a weight or it can be a tool. The difference is whether it's working against your future or helping you build it. The more you understand the core concepts, the easier it becomes to make decisions with clarity and knowledge.